our town. Dorothy Thompson speaking to you today from in front of the Coppertop Theater, where the end of July and the beginning of August, there'll be a summer theater production for you to enjoy. That's the topic of our show. Players of Southwest Wisconsin is in the process of getting ready for you to see their summer theater production of Heidi, and that will be the topic of our show.
We're here on the set of the upcoming production of Heidi, Community Players, and why, look at, here's Brandon Merkel, you're the lighting designer, scenic...
technical director, lighting designer.
That sounds fancier. It's higher pay. So, the lights.
Isn't it? Yes, the lights.
Compared to the last play.
Yes.
These are more standard.
The design itself is more. Come on out. You're fine. It's just Ben.
Yeah, just me.
Actually, you'll also want to talk to this gentleman. He's one of our master carpenters, him and
good.
Jeff. I'm here today with the two master carpenters who are amazing. They're responsible for putting together some of the cooler set pieces, like the fountain here that we're going to use, which will be painted, decorated. We're working on some of the actual assembly and finer decoration of this today. As far as the lights, yes, it's not as fantastic, it's more realism, but we're still going to do a lot of cool effects. We're working on a stained glass window. Our scenic artist, Helen, is painting us some beautiful flats that are going to be lit up from all directions that will provide the backdrop for the Swiss Alps and the town in Switzerland. And there will be a lot more practicals on this set. So as opposed to just a lot of big flashy colors and steam and fog coming from every direction, it'll be things like the chandelier you see hanging up there, which will be lit, which provides a lot of ambience to the inside of these old Victorian style houses like Heidi goes to live in. There will be lit backdrops, there will be lit scenic pieces, there's going to be a lot of fancy stuff, but yeah, certainly not as fantastic, almost science fiction as the Chronicles of Narnia, which is directed by Andrew.
So there's a light I see there already.
And there is a light there, so that's going to be one of the actual practical effects that we're going to do. So when Heidi first walks in to the house with Miss Rottenmeier, and the doctor, there's going to be this beautiful stained glass window, and we're going to have light, warm light, cool light, amber light, blue light, depending on the time of day. We're going to have just like a little bit of haze in here, kind of giving the effect of sort of a dusty parlor, very grand, but a little bit mysterious, very unfamiliar to Heidi. So that's going to be the sunbeam coming in through the beautiful stained glass window, which will really accentuate kind of the grandeur and the old Victorian style of the set. So there's going to be several different locales, the Alps, the town, and then the majority of the second act takes place here in the parlor, the sitting room of the doctor's house. So he has many servants, Miss Rottenmeier, Tinette, Marguerite.
Oh, well, okay.
We've already tried that. And Dr. Seisman. Dr. Seisman is the main character who lives with his daughter Clara. And Heidi kind of goes into this house to help Clara get well. She suffers from, I'm not actually sure what the name of the malady that she suffered from was, but she's lost the use of her legs. And the idea of this very heartwarming kind of family story is that Heidi comes in and provides support and courage and healing to Clara. They become best friends. Clara gets well. Heidi's homesick. She goes back to the mountains with the intention that Clara will come visit her. So yeah, so we'll be in the town. We'll be in the parlor, the sitting room. It's going to be a very stark contrast from this incredibly minimalistic set. You can see the cabin that we're starting to work on over here. This is going to be grandfather's cabin, which is going to be the primary backdrop for the Swiss Alps. There's only 3 set pieces when the show opens with Heidi, grandfather, and Peter, Heidi's friend in the mountains. Just a small, handmade hewn goat pen, a kind of rustic cabin, and then of course the beautiful painted backdrops of the Alps, which our incredibly talented painter and artistic director Helen is working on. Then it will go into the town, and it will be another painted backdrop of the town with this kind of beautiful fountain. There will be some fruit stands, a fish stand, which Jeff, the director's father, who's sitting right down there, has kind of helped us brainstorm, realize, and sort of put all together. He's really a visionary, actually.
He was on with Gilligan's Island.
Yes, he was, and that was also a very simple but really, really well-designed set. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're working on here now, and obviously we'll be adding more of the lights and the fine touches and the detail work as the week goes on.
Do I see flickering lights in the future for flames?
Yes, you do, for the fireplace, and also there will be a little bit of ambient lighting in effect when Heidi is sleepwalking and Clara and the staff of the house believe that she is a ghost.
Oh.
So there's kind of that mysterious gothic element like you kind of saw in Secret Garden. And so we're going to be leaning heavily into that with lighting and scenic effects as well.
And this styrofoam, but is this going to be the color?
Isn't that gorgeous?
Well, it looks
No.
like it will be marble from a distance.
Yes, this is going to be a fountain which I imagine will be marbled or gray stone. But obviously they were very elaborate stonework, so we're going to be relying heavily on our painter to make that come to life as well. Irreplaceable, invaluable, friendly, everyone loves working with him, and he put most of the set together with just him and Jeff Rome there in a day.
So you said his wife did the flats for...
Terry's wife did the flats for Narnia, which we're actually repurposing, and we're going to do something kind of unique with them this time. Those were what were on the front of stage.
Correct, yep.
So this year, it's going to be a little bit different. We're using the same sizes, but we're going to be using seamless frames this year. So let me see if I can get you a little light here. If everything is plugged in. There we go.
Oh, that works.
Yep. So these are going to be the flats, and it's the same. It's still just, it's going to be 6. In the Chronicles of Narnia, we had them staggered left and right, upstage to downstage, like that, kind of like a fan. So I asked them to build seamless frames this year so we can have double-sided flats, much like last year, one on the front, one on the back, but you won't actually see a frame around them. And this is so that we can hang them upright, going all the way across stage, to act almost as a backdrop and a curtain. We're going to be hanging that on a traveler track, and they will come together with magnets that we're actually going to rivet right into the sides. So you can, when it's time to change them over, you can pull the track open, the flats will separate, you spin them around, close them back up, the magnets connect them, and you've got one seamless, contiguous unit of painted backdrop. So it's cheaper, quicker, and just a little more do-it-yourself, but also kind of a cooler, more technical way than buying 2 or 3 painted backdrops, trying to find a place to hang them, and then worry about bringing them up and down.
Okay, I think that should wrap it up for today. Like I said,
so.
it's Thursday the 13th.
Yeah.
Somewhere. We're gonna run.
All right, guys, what do you want for lunch today?
I'm gonna get it.
It's my turn.
No,
You bought the last one.
No.
Yes.
I'll get it.
No,
I'll
yes,
get
no, yes.
No. Chicago style hot dogs.
Ooh, where do you find those?
It's part.
Saturday, July 15th, we're here at the Copper Top Theater on the set of Heidi. Andrew Sharp, producer. What's going on?
Well, we're working on the set. There's always lots to do. We actually put up the frame of this in one day using flats that we already had, including that one. It's already like that. We just set it on top and built up a little higher. So we're painting that. We're painting the trim on the floor here, and then later we'll attach the trim around the doors and the bookcases and things. There's three locales in the play. There is the study of Dr. Sessamon, where Heidi is brought to, kind of against her will, to be the companion for an invalid girl that she's supposed to cheer up. It's her job. And things happen while she's there. So that's the set. And then we're having the same artist, the same scenic designer that worked on The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for us. So she is again painting panels. And we're going to hang the panels from one of the poles up there across the stage. And on one side of the panels, we're going to have a nice mountain scene for when Heidi and her grandfather are in the Swiss Alps at the beginning. Then she's taken to Frankfurt, and we're going to have a scene in the city center of Frankfurt where there is a fountain, and here we have started working on the fountain, and Brandon Merkel and I believe others like Jeff Bethke and Terry Adams have worked on carving this. It's actually big pieces of styrofoam that they got from one of the local businesses. And we've got Grandfather's Hut that we're working on, and there's more work that has to be done on that. They're actually making a roof out of loose pieces of foam that will look like shingles once they're done. And in addition to that, of course, we have to collect, find, make props, and we have to go through all the costumes to find appropriate costumes. It's set in 1880, 1882, that neighborhood, and so we want to try to get some period costumes. But there's always lots to do, lots of work. We found the chandelier. We've got a semi-trailer that we store things in, as well as storing things at the city auditorium. But we found the chandelier in the back of our trailer and pulled that out. We're going to use that, and it will light up. Well, it's lit up right now. The one
Yep.
or two light bulbs that are in it are lit. So we're just doing this, that, and the other.
You mentioned the woman who's doing the paintings, the backdrops.
Right,
She did them for the last play,
right.
Narnia, and they looked more realistic than impressionistic. So do you think her mountain backdrops will look almost
do.
like, kind of like photo? But
I do. She is putting so much work into it. Her name's Helen Mar Adams. She's got a studio where she lives, and I guess everything is set out all over the floor. And she thought that she'd be done with them by yesterday, Friday, but she's not. So
Okay.
she's saying maybe Monday. So she's putting a lot of work into them. But I mean, she's painting the mountains on one side, and she's painting the city scene on the other side. So we're going to turn them around, and hopefully that'll be a quick scene change.
Oh, that sounds really.
So-
So hopefully Monday, maybe I can be out here and catch her when she.
Yeah, if she
Maybe.
comes,
Yeah.
she might just give them to her husband Terry, and he might just bring them out here.
Okay.
And then Brandon's going to hang them in a row. And when we're done with those scenes, we'll just pull them up into the flies. So,
Okay, good. Well, maybe we can meet out here on Monday, the, let's see, 17th.
the 17th.
Yep. There's always something happening out here, always changing.
Right.
All right, thank
Hopefully
you.
always progress.
Yep, always.
Right.
on. And
Fragile.
yeah, when you need something.
Yeah. It's not those.
One person can handle these.
Sure. Yeah. Everything had shifted
Oh, yeah.
from emptying out or kind of gray.
Now that we
I'll
did
just
that.
watch you, do-si-do. Alame left.
Alabama, right? Swing your partner, all that other happy stuff. Okay.
This is the makeup. What is the real name for this room?
Yeah, it's the makeup room.
Nothing fancier than that?
No. In the theater, they have what they call a green room, which is where people wait to go on stage. So this is not green, but this in the hallway is kind of the green room too, where people wait backstage before they go on. So
Okay. We're here Monday the 17th at UW Richland. And the makeup for Heidi, explain, is it,
the makeup for Heidi is going to be pretty simple, especially compared to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is the show that we just did. And that had extensive makeup, and so everything that you see out on the table was as a result of having to do so much makeup for that show. So I'm, cleaning that up. And the makeup for Heidi should be much simpler. It's just basic theater stage makeup, where you darken in around the eyes and things like that to make the features show up. You shade the nose and do basic, just straight theater makeup.
and I don't know the characters' names, but Sharon Zales is playing.
Yeah, Sharon Zales is playing Mrs. Sessamon, who is the grand matriarch of the house in Frankfurt that Heidi gets sent to. And she's a sensible, reasonable person and is trying to impose some sense and reason in the household. So, not always successfully, but yeah.
Will you age her face?
No, I don't think one of the reasons she was cast in that role is that she's age appropriate for it.
Okay.
And so she probably, and Sharon's been around long enough too that she pretty much does her own makeup
Oh.
and just
sure.
has me look at it to see if I approve or disapprove. So,
What other cast members would you be altering?
yeah, nobody, I might, Michael Ames as Dr. Sessamon, so he would be a German doctor in 1880. And I just kind of imagined him with a little mustache. Right now he's clean shaven. Just something to make him look more German, perhaps. But John, who's playing the grandfather, already has a beard, and so I don't really need to make a beard for him or put a mustache on him or anything like that. And most of the other people in the show are children or women, and so they're just going to have pretty much straight makeup.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do with the goats, I think, is put the goats in costume but not put a face on them. in Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, everybody had an animal face. But I think in this show, we're just going to let the children's features shine through and be cute.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, goats are cute, children are cute, so it's
Right.
multiplying.
So they're cute goat children are cute. They're kids. They're kids. Whether they're goats or humans, they're still kids.
Now, getting back to Michael Ames as the doctor, when I have seen movies that take place in the Victorian era or read books, or it seems like facial hair was very common for
Right.
men.
Right.
Mutton chops. Or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. And it goes through stages. I think the best example, to my mind, would be Prince Albert. Prince Albert's a little early for this. I think Prince Albert died in pretty early on. Maybe it was around 1880. I'm not real sure of that. But Queen Victoria's consort, and if I'm thinking right, he had a mustache and some facial hair, and would have been a trendsetter, obviously, as the Prince Regent. So,
Prince Albert in the can.
right. You have Prince Albert in a can, then let him out.
What is your line?
Boy gets ran over by a goat. Read all about it.
Read all about it.
Who gets run over?
Peter.
A boy gets run over by a goat. Read all about it. You gotta be loud like you're
Peter
on
does.
stage.
Because you want to sell papers.
Yeah.
He.
P-tall.
Here, let me get your last one.
Do your line again.
Boy gets ran over by a goat. Read all about it.
There, I'd buy one, see?
Good job.
Optional is the monocle, or is that what it's called, the monocle?
I'd have to get a hold of Colt, but I just,
If you can't, I'm not gonna worry
Yeah.
about it. At the cane, you'll just have to hook it on your arm.
okay.
I considered having gloves for you. So, but I want you to have gloves. But I think that you'd have your gloves in your hand, and because your money, you're getting the paperboard money, so you'd just be walking around with your gloves. Kind of,
Sure.
Anyway,
that's fine.
you walk in the door, and I just got to jump on you. and
Are we
start-
ordering a tux? Is that?
I want to see. We have not found one.
Okay.
So I want to see what we can do. I can make something.
Okay.
I can. If I had a black.
Wow, you are talented.
No. Well, no.
She's
No.
really talented.
The haunted couch.
Who's there?
Wrapping all.
I'll have to do one of these.
That's why
But
it's
actually, it could be yours instead of Glenn's.
This, and I'll have the knife in my pocket, but the long knife will be on the board, and I'll get that out of my bag now.
Sounds good.
You do not need this barrel.
I was thinking, and there's a brown stool, just a regular plant. Yep. That'll go back here.
Okay, I will find that.
And I'm thinking the butter churn,
Go in the other corner.
that'll give us some balance. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, so then just my barrel and my stool, and then I'll move the stool out when I come in with the carving.
You should record.
The village is that way, so when I come and bring you into from the village, we'll be coming in that way. Everything else is pretty much the same, because instead of me going, what do I do here? We'll just be coming on. And
It's the orange, right?
Jenny, do you have a hair tie?
I like the shirt. Okay. Skirt, I don't care for. Okay. I like the black skirt. I don't like the material of it. I don't think that velvety would be what you would wear. Okay. That looks very velvety.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
So the shirt's good. Oh,
Shirt's
they're
good,
like
shawl's good.
going to put this back. So and then this will be what I'm wearing in the first scene when I go to pick her up.
No,
No.
no. The maroon one is a pickup one.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I don't like the.
Okay, so what Jen just said is that what are two options? It's either going to be cut off with like a normal paper strap,
Yeah, that's like I told you
Or-
yesterday.
or just cut it down to a half apron.
Well, you could just fold it here. Just take it off and
Too thin.
well,
The only way the brown boots were going to get found is you look for them.
I
Nobody
tried,
else
I
knows.
couldn't find them.
Well, we're going to have to look more.
Very homely. In
She's supposed to, she's a servant, so she shouldn't.
So,
Anyway, okay,
But is
Is
this, how do
this-
you feel about the new dress?
She looks more comfortable in the top.
Well, it's a whole
it's a
dress.
dress.
That's a whole dress.
Yeah.
Well, it's a dress with the skirt under it,
Okay.
so.
And this is too.
That was too big on her in the color differentiation.
Okay.
Annabeth? No. From here, I can tell you're wearing two different things, so either we need to turn it into a shirt instead of a dress,
Yeah, I
or
can
scratch
do
the
that.
whole thing. I like the apron, but I don't know about
Well-
the shirt.
I had a tan, okay, so I had a tan shirt that would fit, but then the tan apron isn't gonna work. So maybe we just need to find a completely new apron and go with the tan. Do you wanna grab that?
It's 16.
Okay, you like this?
I like that one.
Yeah, okay.
I like the color of that one, but
Yes. And then she needs shoes, obviously.
that's your grandma's one, right?
Yes.
And that's one you wanted to wear anyway, wasn't it?
Yes. And of course, it's gonna have straps,
Yep.
thingies.
So she's going to be barefoot on the mountains, but then we're going to give her simple black shoes for when she's at the house.
Does she have?
Oh, can you try on your?
Because she says she's, one of the lines is you have no shoes
pink
and no
dress?
hat.
This area is aristocratic.
Yeah, which is what she is. Yes, I
Well,
will.
I think I'm supposed to have a long shirt since I'm poor.
Okay.
Yeah, and you don't want it to fit.
If we made-
I think that would be all right.
Maybe
Ask.
just take it off, yeah.
Oh man, those are
Okay, so you have an
pants.
apron and possibly a shirt. We'll keep working with you, okay?
I'm not really feeling the shorts there, Mike.
I wasn't told to bring black pants.
And just hang that up.
The black pants that I am thinking of though, I wore in Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I wore in Memories of HEIDI. I like them.
Put your jacket on just so I can see what the shirt looks like with the jacket.
Just hang on.
Or you have to.
But it's really hard to tell since you got your pants on underneath.
I think you just need to be a little shorter.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Yes. Can you take that belt for Grandpa?
Okay.
Okay, I'll go.
Hey, Theodore, no,
A whole lot better than the prairie dress she was wearing a minute ago. It looks like a prairie dress.
Yeah, this looks more
Yeah,
European.
yeah.
That's a much
Especially
more,
on the stripes.
no, it's
I don't
a
know.
prairie dress.
What do you
Yeah.
think about this, Andrew? This, the top. this
Looks
Yeah, so we
weird.
need help with the shoes.
It could be period because it's so odd looking. Yeah, I don't know.
I can
We'd
take
have
on the
to, we'd have to
sleeves.
put together the
We can
rest
take the
of it.
sleeves up so that they're even with this.
So he'll have the short pant like everybody else.
So I just saw a dress that would work for her. I can't find it. $56.
Okay.
I mean, it's
I didn't know
$56
what our budget was.
So-
I assumed
so-
nothing. So I've just been
yeah,
kind of
well,
going, whoo, whatever we got.
If we could have done it on nothing, that would have been great, but if we needed to spend some money to make
Sure,
the show
I'm
look
all
good,
for it.
then
I am
we're gonna
absolutely all
spend some
for it.
money.
So,
Yeah, it's not terribly off. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's probably,
I mean, if you want something else, I can keep looking.
no, that probably would work.
Whatever you don't.
If you could,
gotta check.
So what I was going
Yeah.
to do was hem it from her waist.
that's what I was just.
So we don't lose the ruffle.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, so it was going to be hemmed up from the waist. I like this shirt. We have another option for a
Should we
skirt.
make that like a corset?
Oh, thank God, Myrtle's here and we're gonna have some lights back there for crying out loud. I was gonna-
We had them in the back.
They were
You said to me it's
I said 6 o'clock.
You all, and I said I'd be here shortly thereafter. It wasn't my job to say what shortly was.
You want me off of here?
Yeah, nope, I'm just gonna move you.
I kind of think maybe we
Look at that, isn't that
Not
great?
bad for a sailor who never went to sea.
Totally isn't bad at all.
That's fine. German engineering. Watch out for the
Who's this fine German engineering? One more time. All right, everybody, watch your noggins. First electric is coming down. Watch your kids, watch your own heads. I'll watch you as well. Everyone is cleared. Here we go. Great. Mover electric also coming down.
Electric one flying in, watch your heads.
We're clear.
Just barely.
Unless she can figure out a way to change, to make it bigger so it actually goes around the buttons.
I feel like I'm in a
So then the question is, order some period dresses, does that make the show look better, or does that make it?
Come over here. I can't see the shadows in my eye. It's this guy right here. Huh? What is
Extend back. Love this dress, but that is my opinion.
And you got a hat, a fancy hat.
Yeah, my hair up.
And the jacket to cover up the glasses.
And then,
Or
like,
you can wear those sleeves, yeah.
some kind of gloves to cover the.
Yeah, we had a box of gloves.
I do have black gloves.
Ooh,
Long ones?
long?
Yeah, they go.
Okay.
I know we've got gloves.
Have my boots.
Okay, Sharon wants me to see.
just the tiniest bit higher.
If this would dress it up a little, but I don't know. I saw this.
Yeah.
And really awesome.
And then you a little more stage left, just a
I don't know
little.
if she would have.
Okay, let's try that.
What kind of?
Julia, going out.
They're gonna be taken in and taken
Movers, going up. Mover electric, going to trim, watch noggin.
Yeah, because I was looking for it. Yeah.
When she's dreaming.
I mean, that was my intent with all of
Go turn on
the.
the cyclics for him. Give us his
Yeah, we'd have. I think we have a plethora of suspenders. It's just a
Kevin,
matter
kill
of.
first and second electric while you're at it. Take house coves and ladders down to about 40%.
Okay.
Hot glue on the
Okay.
sides, please.
So as long as you're okay with alterations,
I also have some.
and you have suspenders,
I have some green ones.
no green ones. Thank you though. I appreciate your input.
Did you notice his enthusiastic response? That's the Coors logo. The mountains come later. Make sure that goes in your video.
Brandon,
What?
we
Yes.
need, we need something behind the doors. When they open the door, I mean, there's supposed to be a kitchen there, there's supposed to be a hallway there.
Oh, we're back to the kitchen, are we?
So we're
I
gonna
didn't even
have to,
argue it.
we're gonna have to like build a flat back there or something, or what do you think?
Then have, yeah.
We can't open onto the backstage.
You're right. I can fix that. Find me a carpenter.
Say what?
I need the flats. I need the black flats because we're going to be using them to cover the upstage mid ends where the Traveler used to be.
Okay.
Because the Traveler's going to be there anymore. It's fine. All we're going to do is we'll just build a couple of brackets straight back from the doors. We'll hang what's left of our black muslin down so it's just black. We'll put it about 5 feet back so they have
Because the
extra.
problem is she's gotta get in and out with the wheelchair.
That's not going to be a problem. They can move her downstage of the black before the door opens, and there's not going to be any lights back there, so anyone will just see black.
Okay.
And there's plenty of time to finagle them backstage. So we're fine. We're fine. Good call. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Nothing.
Well, okay. I would rather, of course, have a complete set built back there.
You want?
Complete kitchen back there.
and a stove, and I'll look for the period.
Oh, please don't
perfect
video this. I'm
microwave.
having a fit.
Put in one sentence. Actually, one word. Too much.
We would have set that thing up on sawhorses. Good.
You know, that would be easier. That would be easier.
See the box of wood I can stand over there?
Well, you may want to put it on your calendar. Plan to come out the last weekend in July or the first weekend in August to see Heidi.